Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. Wow, this is exciting. So October the 16th is always a special day when it comes to analog announcements, analog devices. This time last year, the Analogue 3D was announced, and it was announced as something that would get released in 2024. Well, guess what, guys? We now have a date. So we'll have a look at some tweets. Analogue have been busy putting out tweets, and there's a lot of hype concerning this, especially since the price is only $250. Now, I remember over in different FPGA communities, we all thought the price was going to be like, I don't know, like 450, 500 kind of plus. I think some people said it might be 350, but no one thought it was going to be $250. That is just exceedingly cheap. So what is it? Let's have a look at this page here. The future is here. Before I go further in, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, then a subscription and a like is super duper appreciated. I've just started a new job and I'm going through a lot of training at the moment, as well as kind of trying to resolve some legal issues. So that's taken up quite a lot of my time. But hey man, I got home and the first thing I wanted to do after kissing my wife was to do this video. So here I am, rocking like a hurricane. So the future is here. Let's view this in store, but before we do that, introducing Analogue 3D, the future is here, a reimagining of the Nintendo 64 in 4K resolution, 10 times the resolution of the original N64. The first and perhaps greatest multiplayer system of all time, Analogue 3D is 100% compatible with every original Nintendo 64 game ever made. Region free, Bluetooth LE, dual band Wi-Fi, 4 original style controller ports entirely new, next generation analog hardware featuring 3DOS engineered entirely in FPGA, no emulation. So guys, this sounds very, very interesting. And just kind of going down the page, just looks really, really nice. Looks very, very close to an actual Nintendo 64. I have to say, I'm digging that 8-bit controller that we're seeing here. Sorry, I'm kind of doing all of this on a touch screen, so you're not really going to see my cursor unless I start going on my trackpad. But that is looking nice. And having a look at the actual console itself, guys, like from a distance when you zoom out, right, let's zoom out, it looks like an N64. No, it's got some of my favorite games there, GoldenEye, and that's why they are saying, you know, arguably the best multiplayer system ever released. The Nintendo 64 was known for that. I played a lot of Mario Kart and a lot of GoldenEye, and I actually have those cartridges in a box under my bed that I borrowed from my good buddy Chris. And can we scroll here? Okay, right, here we go. Some more images. Again, looking good. You can get it in black and white. I don't know what I would want. It's always a difficult choice. I always went black at one point. I'd probably go black again. But hey, you know what? It's nice to have that choice. What we got further down? Okay, so again, interesting. Really do like the artwork that Analogue put out there. So the unmistakable signature and soul of the CRT on your HD TV in 4K. So Analogue do some very, very good visual effects. I am a big fan of the Pocket, and when they release the screen filters and the different effects, it really does make everything stand out. I'm not going to read absolutely everything on here, but I do know one thing: this doesn't have OpenFPGA, but I'm pretty sure, can't say 100%, but there'll be some more utilization of this, and hopefully we will get some additional cores on this. Don't exactly know how, call it a gut feeling if you will, but for $250, guys, if you've got your cartridges or you've got a flash card, I've actually got an EverDrive up in my room. I'm downstairs filming this today, so I was going to say upstairs. So I've got an EverDrive, so I may well get one. I'll see how I feel, I'll see what the budget says, but I may grab one just to kind of feature it on the channel. So introducing 3DOS, so they've got a new operating system on this that they're calling 3DOS, and again, it kind of looks nice. So let's kind of zoom into something here. So play cartridge, and I'm very similar with the Analogue Pocket, and this kind of gives us those Analogue Pocket vibes. Again, you can looks like it's got save states, right? It's got memories there. Did I see memories anywhere? Sorry guys, if I'm missing stuff in here and it's clearly on screen, it may just be down to the tiredness of my work. I kind of had to stay a bit late today and meet some of the other staff members and just kind of go through some stuff. So yeah, again, it's looking good, right? I mean, I'm really impressed with this. I'm an Analogue fan. The Pocket has convinced me. So right, okay, what we got? Technical specification, again, like really, really good. Head over to analog.co/3D and you can have a look at this stuff for yourself. But again, really, really like it. So Have a look at the bullet points for the technical specification. Compatibility: original N64 game cartridge, 100% compatibility, and that's absolutely awesome. That's a bold claim, and I really hope every single game works. The Nintendo 64 was a console that didn't have lots and lots of games, shall we say, especially when you compare it to something like the PlayStation that was out at around the same time. So it's region free, doesn't matter where you got your game from. You know, if you get into a holiday in Japan, pick up whatever game you want, put it in there, it should well work. Compatible with original accessories, that's fantastic. You know, controllers or whatever else you got, it will work with that, dandy as candy. Original style N64 cartridge slot. Okay, for all you cart collectors out there, if you've got your carts, you can use them. The expansion pack is or expansion pack support is built in. So moving on to the video section, 4K HDMI output. So this is where really good value comes into it. So if a lot of people don't have CRTs around. I don't have a CRT around in London. Yeah, man, houses are just small. We don't live in a massive house. I've got kids, so I'm reduced to playing on thin LCD displays. So for me, 4K HDMI output is a must. A lot of people will say, well, I can just run my N64 with an EverDrive, my cartridges on a CRT. Do you know what? Good for you. But there's a lot of us that have modern displays, and that's what we want. So NTSC and PAL support, lag-free zero signal degradation, original display mode, CRT and PVM models, variable refresh rate. 8-bit controller sold separately, $39.99, which I think is a fair price, and the controller does look really good. I think that's something I definitely want to pick up, even if I end up using that controller on a Mister. You know, I like that controller. So compatible with Analogue 3D Switch Windows Android, that's the controller there. Didn't put S input vibration support with Analogue 3D and Switch. Turbo function Hall effect joysticks. So if you're unaware what Hall effect joysticks are, they kind of use magnets and they don't suffer from what is known as joypad or analog stick drift or just stick drift. So again, that controller sounds good. What are some of the features? So 2x USB ports, charging, wired support, SD card slot including 16 gigabyte SD card, dual band Wi-Fi with over-the-air wireless 3DOS updating, Bluetooth Classic and LE, 4 original style controller ports, up to 4 players supported wireless and wired, and that's the N64. There's some really good 4-player games. I mean, who's going to whack out GoldenEye and put some cardboard on the screen so no one can see anyone else's screen? 8-bit 64 controller updating via Analog 3D system wired. Okay, that's interesting. So you can get your controller firmware updates just by wire connecting your controller with a wire. 3DOS is in 4K, and the FPGA that they're using is 220K logic elements, and it's an Intel Cyclone 10GX. So as far as I know, the FPGAs that we're gaming on don't have 220K. That's actually exactly double the amount of logic elements that the DE10 Nano uses that we so love in our Mr. FPGAs. Okay, so dimension and weight, I'm not really going to mention that. It's 837 grams, and most people aren't really going to pick it up and take it around. It's not really a handheld, so once it's down, but it's good to have that there. What's in the box? What do you get when you spend your $249? Now, bear in mind, when you pay $249, if you're in America, I think you only pay delivery on that. I'm not exactly sure how the taxes work, whether they're included or whether you pay them after. I know in the UK we'll pay 20% on top, and we'll pay delivery on that as well. So in the UK, it's probably going to be closer to $350 than $250. That's just the raw price. So Analog 3D, what's in the box? Analog 3D, naturally the main thing, a HDMI cable, the USB cable, worldwide USB-C power supply. Okay, so that's a power delivery supply at 30 watts between 100 and 240 volts. So again, really good. Have we got other stuff here? Okay, so audio, 48 kilohertz 16-bit PCM audio. Okay, so I wanted to have a look at a series of tweets that they put out. One wanted to have a look here, but it's kind of covered here. It was the 220K logic elements. Again, just looking really awesome. So this is the tweet that they put out at 4 p.m. UK time. And again, what a shocker. The biggest surprise for me is the price, guys. Like it is just, I can't believe it is that price. And honestly, like, don't ask me how, whether it's just me kind of anticipating here or speculating. I really do believe there's a very, very strong possibility that we will get more than just the N64 on this, right? I mean, don't quote me on that. I'm not saying it's definitive. Call it a gut feeling or a hunch that we may get some independent cores on this. However they go on here, whether, I don't know, whether it's a jailbreak or however it goes on there, 220k logic elements is a lot, and Analogue have just hit it out with this one. I mean, for any N64 fans out there that have got all their cartridges and want to play this on a modern display, well, this is a must. But the main thing about this, guys, is the price. Very, very close to the Analogue Pocket price. It is actually the price of a limited edition Analogue Pocket, exactly the same price. They come in at $249.99. The normal Analogue Pocket are $220. So again, absolutely fantastic. Let's again just looking really good. Okay, so I've kind of gone beyond the kind of tweets there. One thing we didn't actually check out because I started reading everything here. And again, guys, this is just a raw, rough around the edges video. In fact, just can't, you know, once I do this, I'm not even going to go through it. I'm just going to add the intro, add the outro, run the edit, and just put it straight on there. And here we go, the prices. So this will be available on the 21st, right? Is that what we saw? Let's just go on here. Yeah, available 21st, 8 a.m. PDT, and that's usually 4 p.m. for me. So if you're in London like me on the 21st, which I believe is a Monday, in a few days, 4 p.m. UK time, be ready. Now, I honestly, I know the PC Engine Geo didn't sell out, but this is the Nintendo 64, and we know Nintendo 60 or Nintendo fans are the loyalists. That's why, like, when you look at something like the Dolphin and where they've come with the emulation compared to like the other systems by Sega and Sony, Dolphin is just way ahead of anything. Nintendo fans are just Nintendo fans, man. There's lots of them. They're very, very loyal. So I can imagine this selling out. Obviously, if you want to get there on time, try and order it. And for everyone on the channel that wants to get one, I really, really do hope you get one. If there's any tips or anything that I can kind of mention, look out for Saturday's news video or videos in between. I'll try and mention if there's anything that I think can help. But in all honesty, it's going on the site and trying to order it. Now, aesthetically, I think they've done a really, really good job. They've captured that Nintendo 64 vibe, because when I see a zoom out of it, when I see a picture zoomed out, it really does look like a Nintendo 64. And when you zoom in a bit more, you start realizing, okay, you know what, it's not a Nintendo 64, it's the Analogue 3D. So, you know, props to Analogue, because a lot of people were saying, oh, the Analogue 3D isn't coming out this year. And you know what, they released it on October the 16th, which to Analogue is usually the biggest date of the year. And these controllers look good. Have to say, look really, really good. One analog stick, you know, I can imagine Dreamcast on this being quite decent as well. And again, the white one looks nice. The analog stick looks nice. It's got the 4C button. So this really for me would be an N64 controller, and I can see this replacing my actual my NSO controller, my Nintendo Switch Online controller, which I pretty much exclusively play Mr. on. And it looks like are these Analog Pockets in stock? Unrelated. Okay, so you can actually buy an Analog Pocket right now. You can add it to car. Let's just have a look at what happens if we go here. Okay, so yeah, so pre-order on October the 21st. Okay, so cool. Right, okay, again, looking good. So guys, that's kind of it for this video. I really, really do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then a thumbs up and a subscription is super duper appreciated. Again, apologize for the rough around the edges video. Very, very pressed for time, and I want to get this content out there. So let me know in the comments below, are you looking forward to this? Is this something, you know, you were looking forward to? It didn't matter what the price was. Are you happy with the 249 price? Has it come as a surprise to you that the price is lower than you thought? Because honestly, I thought the price was going to be higher. Are you now going to buy it because the price is lower? But initially you might have thought it was going to be higher. Like, what are your thoughts on this? Or are you like, you know what, I'm not going to touch this with a barge pole. I've got my CRT, I've got my Nintendo 64, I've got all the games I want, plus I've got an EverDrive. I am dandy as candy. It is not for me. The important thing is, guys, we have choices. There's a lot of people out there that like this modern stuff, and it is absolutely great for them. Like for me, I don't really have the option to play on CRTs, so I'm looking for HDMI options. Can't wait for like a Dreamcast being reinvented somewhere down the line, or a Dreamcast core coming on a powerful FPGA open source system like the Replay 2 in future. But guys, that's it. I'm out. Be absolutely awesome to one another. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.